Okay, yeah, we're about to go in. I hope my volume level is up. So let's just get started first. Now, imagine you will, a president who orders the collection of virtually every fact about American citizens, yet has all his own records sealed by court order before running for president. So this is going into what looks like a couple of these slides. This is Hillary and Bill back before they were married, it looks like. You hear about how Wi-Fi and radioactive waves affect our daily lives and our children. But here's a little diagram that shows you all the frequencies that are around our kids, affecting directly to their brain. You got the smart meter, you got the wireless cellular phones and wireless home phones, computers and laptops and tablets, the wireless routers. What this kind of gets into is basically hypnosis can be transmitted using voice FM, and the target is not even aware. So you don't even hear these frequencies, and they can control you and cause mental damage to you without you even knowing it's happening. Another diagram of our babies. So the best thing to do, what I'm gonna be doing, I'm gonna be having a baby soon. There's certain paint that can protect from these rays and these signals that bounce off your walls and through your house from the routers. Like I said, the smart meters now they got on everything. Of course, you know soon gonna have the 5G towers to add on to all the other smart appliances such as your microwaves and refrigerators. So it's a whole lot. You got the sources of electromagnetic frequencies. So you got them coming from the cars, your internet provider, power lines, even nature emulates electromagnetic frequencies. There's areas of the brain that's affected by these frequencies. And some of the actually this is research with the study of how frequency and our minds interact with these waves. There's been crazy achievements in science as far as the memory chips, where they can now add memory, make your memory even better by adding a chip to your brain. As little Johnny, he got his chip. The gatekeeper. So now this is a left kind of gatekeeper chart. So down at the bottom you got your little, some of the big news medias, David Korn, MSNBC, some of the little organizations and think tanks. Then you got the big think tanks like Mother Jones and Working Assets Inc. Then you got the big players, Schumann, Ford, the Rockefeller family, Carnegie, George Soros, the right-wing boogeyman, MacArthur, And then of course the ones that control even the right and left, Skull and Bones, the Trilateral Commission, Council on Foreign Relations, CIA, the Carlyle Group. Of course, everybody knows that the Facebook is just a CIA op. Up next, we got the nano plants. And this just shows you once the 5G technology rolls around and the DARPA created chips, we'll be able to sniff out if you got any issues going on with you just by the big smart computer. Motorola, they're ahead of the game. I know this is probably about 10 years, but I believe they had this chip ready to rock. But Motorola's a company that is producing microchips for Mondex smart card. They developed several implants for humans using the biochip. The transponder is a system of storage for reading information in microchips. Reading occurs in wave like a remote control. The biochip measures 7 millimeters in length and about 0.075 millimeters wide, as large as a grain of rice. It contains a transponder and a rechargeable lithium battery. And get this, the battery is recharged by a thermocouple circuit that produces electrified current with the fluctuation of your body temperature. So your body actually keeps that chip going. So as long as you allow, that chip is good to go. And all the stuff that's going on with the family, the church, your workplace, etc. If you've been in tune with any of this stuff, then you already know this is part of the New World Order. And the New World Order is here. And one of the changes they said back in their book, back in, I believe it was in '89, the family. Homosexual marriages will be legalized. They got that one right. Parents will not be allowed to raise their children. The state will. They got that one right. All women will be employed by the state and not allowed to be homemakers. Oh man, they got another one. Divorce will become exceedingly easy and monogamous marriages will be slowly phased out. Okay, let's see what they did with the workplace. They seem to did a pretty good job on the family. Alright, in the workplace, they said the government will become the owner of all of the factors of production. The private ownership of property will be outlawed. They getting there. Pretty much, it's really no mom and pop stores or anything like that. It's pretty much either Walmart, Amazon, and who's the other cat that that makes all the money? eBay or something like that. See, religion, let's see what they said about religion back in '89 in the New World Order, which would be today, 2020. They said religion will be outlawed and believers will be either eliminated or imprisoned. There will be a new religion, the worship of man and his mind. All will believe in a new religion. So they saying the people that's going to be stopped really worrying about God and just be listening to one man and think that his mind or he's the man or the God, so to speak. Alright, that's just some other clues they gave us throughout the history. Hey, what's to come? It's like the Rothschild family of trillionaire family on the planet Earth. Richest family on the planet Earth. And that's kind of lays out their lineage. They established let's go all the way back, what was it, 1777 between 1836. Nathan Rothschild over in London established the family bank in London named N.M. Rothschild in 1884. Okay, so next, the big Rothschild was Lionel. He led London branch of the bank, first Jewish member of parliament. 1858 to 1874. So, no, that was a big thing. So who else we got? Nathaniel Natty Rothschild, first Baron. He became head of the family bank in 1879. He was also the first Jewish member of the House of Lords. They got some stuff, don't they? Alright, who's the next guy? In 1877 to 1923, it was Charles Rothschild. He was partner in the bank of entomologists and pioneer in nature conservation. Okay, so alright, then we got Victor Rothschild, 1910 to 1990. He was in Cambridge University, zoologist, a security advisor to Prime Minister Margaret Thatcher. So he wasn't at first he was like, man, zoologist. Yeah, he moved on up to be a secretary advisor. Then we got, still alive, we got old Jacob Rothschild. He's a fourth Baron. He left the bank in 1980 after a dispute and formed several successful businesses. Well-known supporter of the arts. So we don't really know a lot about it. We have to look at what old Jacob was and see what Jacob's done. Then you got Nathaniel. He's the youngest Rothschild. He's a co-chairman of Atticus Capital, an international investment management firm. He's also the director of Rick Capital Partners, his father's company, and a director of the Rothschild Foundation. So Nathaniel was no joke. And of course you got these cats, they branched out as far as the initial. That's why, you take that in consideration. That's just the sons. But if you look at the mom and dad and grandpa and grandfather, they mainly came from Paris, Frankfurt, Germany, and Vienna and Naples, France. So they had a lot of all across Europe, a lot of lineage. Wanted for crimes against humanity. That's our Nathan Rothschild, or excuse me, Nathaniel actually is what they call him. Yeah, you can call him Nathan. Nathan Rothschild, David Rockefeller, all the Rockefellers, and of course Rumsfeld and Karl Rove, George H.W. Bush. We already know that stuff though. Now here you see here all the major businesses, all the major corporations in the world, and all their little subsidiaries, and that's all the men who run all of them. So it's only a handful. I could probably count maybe 100 men pretty much run the world. That's what they've been telling. Now, did you know the sinking of the Titanic led to the creation of the U.S. Federal Reserve? And if you don't know, not familiar with the U.S. Federal Reserve, you need to go first find out what the hell the Federal Reserve is, who they are. But nevertheless, the story goes that the novel Futility in 1898 creation of Morgan Robertson detailed the sinking of an unsinkable ship, the largest vessel afloat. This imaginary ship named Titan collided with an iceberg during April, resulting in a high loss of life because the ship carried too few lifeboats. 14 years later, with uncanny similarities, the real ship Titanic, they just put the IC in it after the Titan, recreated what happened in the novel. The two ships had almost identical names. Both ships were designated unsinkable. Both were touted as the largest ships at sea. Both collided with icebergs in April. Both resulted in many deaths due to shortage of lifeboats. Plus, both had strikingly similar floor plans and technical descriptions. Benjamin Gunningham, Isidore Strauss, the head of Macy's department stores and John Jacobs Astor, probably the wealthiest man in the world, were all killed when it sank. Those three men were the main opposition to the creation of the U.S. Fed. By April 1912, all opposition to the Federal Reserve was eliminated. In December of 1913, the Federal Reserve came into being in the United States, controlled by the Illuminati banksters. The IRS, Department of the Treasury, Internal Revenue Service. So basically what that is, that's how we pay our Queen of England. The IRS collects that taxes for us for the good queen over there. Now I'm not gonna go into in this video lecture, but you can go into the IRS and how we got pretty much put up for collateral to get America going, how we still paying. Spygate or Spygate. Albert Pike. A lot of people are. I'm glad I'm here. I'm on this slide. Albert Pike. What's so important about this guy? The Third World War must be fomented by taking advantage of the differences caused by the ingenture of the Illuminati between the political Zionists and the leaders of Islamic world. The war must be conducted in such a way that Islam and political Zionism, the state of Israel, mutually destroy each other. Meanwhile, the other nations, once more divided on this issue, will be constrained to fight to the point of complete physical, moral, spiritual, and economical exhaustion. We shall unleash the Knightists and the atheists, and we shall provoke a formidable social cataclysm which in all its horror will show clearly to the nations the effect of absolute atheism, origin of savagery, and the most bloody turmoil. Then everywhere the citizens obliged to defend themselves against the world minority of revolutionaries will exterminate those destroyers of civilization and the multitude disillusioned with Christianity, whose destined spirits will from that moment be without compass or directions, anxious for an idea, but without knowing where to render its adoration, or receive the true light through the universal manifestation of the pure doctrine of Lucifer, brought foully out in the public view. This manifestation will result from the general reactionary movement which will follow the destruction of Christianity and atheism, both conquered and exterminated at the same time. Wow. Now this is a letter that Albert Pike wrote to, I don't even know some weird guy's name. But here, who was he? Albert Pike was a sovereign grand commander of the Supreme Council of the 33rd degree and Supreme Pontiff of Universal Freemasonry. He created the 33rd degree of the Scottish Rite, co-wrote the KKK, and remains a revered figure in global masonry. In 1891, when Pike died, his funeral was held in the Washington, D.C. Freemasonic Temple at midnight with the room draped entirely in black. Henry Purtle, a Kentucky monitor and fellow craft degree. So, a lot of Kentucky's known for masonry and things of that nature. But here's what old Henry Purtle said: Masonry makes no profession of Christianity, but looks forward to the time when the labor of our ancient brethren should be symbolized by the erection of a spiritual temple in which there should be but one altar and one worship, one common altar of the masonry on which the Veda, Shata, Shade, Zedi, Avesta, Quran, and the Holy Bible shall all, at whose shrine the Hindu, the Persian, the Assyrian, the Chaldean, the Egyptian, the Chinese, and the Mohammedan, the Jew, and the Christian may kneel. So a lot of these, and that's always funny things I was saying to a friend. I was like, man, it's not, a lot of these cats don't really, the secret societies, but whatever. So basically, all these people running around talking about this Confederate flag and this and that is talking about anything Christian. You're brainwashed. You're fooled. These people don't worship God, Jesus. These people don't care about Christianity. I think though for right now, I'm gonna go ahead and end this video. I want to go into some of this other stuff, but maybe I'll make another video. I'm out.